Ah, yes. The sounds of the movie theater. Damn, we missed this. Let's sit back and listen. The Comic Con. The gathering of the rest of the nerds. This is great. Man, it'll be back one day. I believe that. But in the meantime, let's talk about vampires. That's right. Egghead News. We're back, guys. They are the creature known to go bump in the night. That's right, boys and girls, the vampire. All the way from Egyptian literature, all the way through Western civilization, the vampire has reigned supreme as that diabolical creature that for some reason we can't get enough of. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's those fancy clothes that he wears. Maybe it's that look. I have no idea. But anyway, let's stick to the subject. We've had some iconic roles of these vampires. Some not. Some mean, monstrous roles also. Those guys were mean in that movie. Wow. Vicious. But anyway, we love vampires. And then finally, the ladies got involved. That's right. Let's hear it for the ladies. That's what they say in the movies. And the ladies carried it on pretty good. So cheers to them. And let's talk about another lady story. That's right.
Are you afraid of the dark? Are you scared? I can see you from behind. You can hear me in your mind. I'm coming closer.
2 for the price of 1. This looks good. Let's get into it. This is a fascinating read, but before we really delve into the story, let's get into a little history. That's right. We're going to start with Lilith. Lilith has been in most modern civilized culture since the beginning. As you can see, pop culture also picked up on the story of the great deception, the first wife, the woman who would not submit. As a matter of fact, the first woman. Oh yeah. Lilith, a female demon from Jewish mythology, has been developed over time into distinct characters in popular culture. One writer on witches wrote, "No spirit exerts more fascination over media and popular culture than Lilith." Her appearances are generally too numerous to count, really. Lilith is one of several dynamic figures with Bible or related origins integrated into our popular culture. That's just it. Well, okay, eggheads, there we are. Now you have some type of mind frame to read this comic book. I'm not going to say for sure the main man had all of the back myth in mind when he plotted this whole thing out. But the myth is there. And I think we should start talking about and get into Lilith and Mara, Sisters of the Dark. All right, guys, this little piece of hellfire was brought to you by the main man himself. That's right. Created and written by Jason Doobie. Artwork and colors by Frederick Allison Jr. Cover art by Summer Dale. Brought to you by the publisher, Scattered Comic. Now, all of you heads out there, you're going to like the way the book starts off. Of course, it starts with a bang. And you know we all love a bang. I'm being bad on this one, boys and girls. And we get to know who the characters are. Like in any archetype, in any universe, there is a cast of characters, a list of good and bad, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the in and the outs. That's right, we're being bad on this one. We got the parental warning up too. Getting back to the story. We've come upon a world where things are regulated differently. Obviously, once you start reading the book, you guys better get out there and get that book. And like all good writers, the main man put us in direct contact with one of our heroes or villains. It all depends on what side of your throat she's on, but bump. And here we are, getting a perspective of history coming from Lilith. That's right, Lilith. The Lilith, not that Lilith, maybe Lilith, but the main man's Lilith. She starts to flesh out the story of how we got here and what the conditions are and whether or not she wants to be here. And I think when you're writing a story, you really have to flesh out these characters. You really have to give a poignant direction for them to be in. Now, I'm going to try my best not to give any spoilers whatsoever, but I will tell you there are very interesting cast of characters in this book. I think that the dilemma that has been created for our two main characters, which are Lilith and Mara, is quite intriguing. The main man has definitely crafted a story that you will want to continue to read. The obvious appeal of a story like this falls into certain segments, and those people are known to be worldwide, globally, in the millions. The course of Lilith and Mara is crafted in the very first 2 pages. We know who our characters are. We know what their wants, desires are. We know what's surrounding them. And the main man was able to point out the politics, that it's not so easy to escape their dilemma, that it's not so fruitful to actually be free. And he did it in such a way where it's not overbearing and it's not overburdening. That's the part of it that I really like. It's a free flow book, and I must say, it will hold the reader. You will stay in tune and in contact with this book. Of that, there's no doubt. You can always tell when you have a quality book when you want more. And after finish reading the book, I definitely wanted more to read. And that's amazing that you can hold a reader like that. There's another insight into this story that I think I could share with the fans and everyone else. The two sisters have a blended and positive relationship. Now, I know that might seem like a moot point, but no, it really is, and it comes through, once again, in the writing. The art is exquisite, especially for this type of supernatural, mythological, and somewhat sci-fi story. Oh yeah, that's right, boys and girls, there's a sci-fi element to this also. But you'll see it once you read the book. Okay, Egghead. Lilith and Mara, Sisters of the Dark, is a gem. And I'm not saying that for any personal reasons. I'm saying that as a comic book reader and a avid fan of certain type of genres in comic books. If you do like the mythological side, the supernatural side, the stories of, I don't want to say any names, then you'll enjoy this book. Because this book is going somewhere else. As a matter of fact, we think this book is going to lead into a lot of things. Egghead News is giving this book 3 out of 4 stars. That's right. And we look forward to the future. I'd like to thank Jason Doobie for giving me the opportunity to relay and review this book. Kudos to everyone over at Scattered Comics. Great job. And let me tell you something. I'm really looking forward to the future. So we're going to wrap this up. We're going to say good night, good morning, goodbye. And we'll see you soon. Thank you.